Got your hand up there, Angel. Did you have a question or do you need to have it lowered there? Got about 1 minute before we get going here. Give people a second or so to log in and then we'll get going. All right, it is 6 o'clock on the dot. We are going to get going. First things first, I have everybody's sheets back from Career Services if you had your mock interview. I also sent a sheet over asking to verify who did or did not show up for that mock interview. So if you didn't show up, you have a big old goose egg or zero in that spot. And you also have that same score in your debrief because you can't be debriefed if you didn't have the interview. So you lost those points as well. And of course, if you scheduled and did not show, of course, you got those points taken away as well. So zeros in three spots if you didn't do the mock interview. It's a great tool. You really missed out if you didn't take advantage of that. And so it's a shame those of you who did go through it, you got to find out some interesting feedback from career services. It is an incredible utility. I really wish you would have taken the time to do it. And so we are moving on. We've got some stuff to finish up before the end of class, which the end of class is this Thursday at 10 p.m. Like to remind you all again, your attendance assignment for that day will be 10 p.m. as well, not 11:59. No assignments will be accepted after 10 p.m. The class shuts down. 10 o'clock, IT starts locking down all classes. So if you are in the middle of something, you will be booted out of it. I'm letting y'all know this because it is true. There's nothing I can do about that. All right. So we are going to get to getting. I'm going to do some screen sharing here. There we go. So here we are. We are in week 4. Please don't forget to do your student survey if you haven't done or already done so. Great way to let people know what's going on. Some people take it as a great opportunity to slam the instructors. If that's what you want to do, feel free to do so. Remember, we don't give out grades. We only grade what is given to us. So, but if you feel like that's what you want to do, it is your prerogative. That is your voice. Make it heard either way. That's how we know what we're doing is good or something you don't like as well. So please let us know. Okay, we are in week 4, the final week. So please stay up because Thursday's just 3 days away, including today. Okay. So we have the professional ethics scenario. Remember there to answer all parts of it. Uh, we're going to talk about soft skills scenarios in today's thing. So there's two different scenarios. There's a video for each one. Answer both of them for full credit. There's no right or wrong answer here. Answer it the way you feel like you would if you were a manager. And it's different because there are different takes depending primarily on age and experience, how people are answering those out. So it's kind of interesting to see. The results on Wednesday, that's already filled out for you. You have nothing that you have to do for that assignment, but check out your results. You'll also see the sheets are in there that you can click on to see what career services had to mark on your thing. The Q&A informational thing. Remember, you've already interviewed these people or should have. You're only reporting the results back here. So make sure you are answering the questions. And it's supposed to be a 250 word summary. Okay. Please make sure you are following the criteria for these assignments. Okay. And then on Thursday, the final day, and remember, you can work ahead on your career plan final project. There is a career plan template. Download that, fill this out. This will get you everything that you need to do to complete this assignment. So make sure that you fill every one of these out, including the part about the bottom on your action plan. Okay? And that will complete your final project. The final project is quite a few points and is a big impact on your grade. It's 250 points, okay? And is a big impact on your final grade. So put some effort into it. Your final exam, um, I do have a worksheet for you on this or a help guide. Your final exam help guide, you can find that off of the home page. Come up here, go to the help screen, and you will find it down here at the bottom, final exam study guide. Click on that, and there are the chapters for the final exam and the information you will need for the final exam. You'll notice there is a download button. You can download it from there, or you can click this little download arrow from that screen as well. So you can get that help that you need for the final exam. All right. So those are there to help you. You've had help all the way through. If you're not utilizing this screen, you're missing out. You'll see there's help on every single thing that you see these clicks on. So if you're not utilizing the screen, you're trying to do everything on a phone, which you shouldn't be. You're missing out. So please keep that in mind. These screens are here to help you as well. All right. So we're going to get started on the lecture here. All right. So the title's called Starting Your Career, but it is actually a little bit more than that. Got a new pencil here, so trying it out for the first time. Doesn't help my handwriting any. Okay, professionalism. It is a soft skill, and this is one that we really need to make sure that we have under our belt. Okay. And it includes the judgment, character, and behavior expected of a person who is trained for a given job. Okay, it includes workplace skills and self management skills. Not really liking this tip too much. And so those are very important. Okay, so you're going to have both workplace skills, and those include your basic skills, your thinking skills, and your people skills. Okay, now you can have uh, your hard skills. Everybody can have those, but jobs want more. And I can't emphasize this. This more is what they're really looking for. And that's what's going to set you above the rest. You really need to work on these basic skills, these thinking skills, these people skills. That is what's really going to set you above the rest. So try to work on these. So that's key. So work on those. Okay. Self management skills are the ones that enable you to control personal habits and make the best use of your time ability. And some of those skills, um, they're not what you think when you hear the term personal skills. Okay. Uh, there's more to that. My pad's giving me issues here. 1 minute here. Okay, your punctuality, your dependability, your time management, and emotional regulation. We're going to talk about that. Punctuality, everybody knows what that is. Being there on time, okay? Everybody knows you need to be at work on time. Your dependability, okay? We can count on you, okay? Now, dependability means a lot of different things. It's being there when you need to be there, it's finishing your work on time. Being late on a project doesn't help. Getting to it when you get to it doesn't help, okay? So many people lose their jobs because of this, not understanding that they have to do things when they're told to do them, not when they want to do them, okay? That and punctuality. 5 minutes late, it's 5 minutes late. Doesn't cut it, okay? Time management. This one is key. Seen it a lot in this class. Managing your time. You had a lot of time to do things. You may not seem like it, but class is actually supposed to be 4 hours a day. We did not spend 4 hours a day online. That extra time that you had was supposed to be spent on doing assignments. What was that time spent on doing things? Did you get your assignments done on time, turned in when they were supposed to? What happened to time management? Where did that go? That same time management is going to be key in your career. If given a block of time and things to do, you need to complete them on time every time. Emotional regulation. Control your temper. Okay. This also includes crying, getting upset, knowing when to not say anything, biting your tongue. Your emotions are not supposed to be let out at work. You're supposed to keep yourself in check. You can have a discussion about anything, but keep your emotions under control. If everybody's yelling, nobody's listening. So, this is it in a nutshell. Being late or unexpectedly absent is inconsiderate and not tolerated. Your coworkers have to do your work and they will resent you even though they don't say it. Okay. If you are going to be late or absent, you need to notify your employer. Not saying something is the worst. Absolutely not saying anything or just ignoring it is the worst thing. Okay. Dependability is your ability to be reliable and trustworthy, accomplishing what needs to be done, keeping one's word. Being honest at work is one of the best things you can do. If you break something or do something wrong, be honest about it because if somebody approaches you and questions you, they know the answer before you answer. They're checking to see if you're going to be honest. And when you're dishonest, your dependability is going down. Okay? Think about that. If they're asking, they know it. And doing your share of the workload. You might think you're being clever by getting other people to do your work. Actually, what you're doing is you're writing your ticket out the door. And remember this, important jobs are given to dependable employees. If you're not getting the big jobs, you're not getting the ones that are gathering the notice in that, you're not the one that they are looking at. You're not the dependable one. Okay? Time management is organizing your time and work assignments to increase personal efficiency. Work smarter, not harder. We hear this all the time. Yet I see people go into the discussion and they'll post one time. They don't post twice while they're in there. Why? Now you got to go back or risk losing points. Put your task in order of importance or determine which tasks need to be completed first. Do a whole group that you are similar at one time. Figure out ways to do your same work more efficiently. Okay. Find a plan that works for you. Not everybody's going to organize everything the same way. So you have to figure you out. Okay. And if you're unsure, that's when you ask. Don't be constantly asking your supervisor, what do I do next? What do I do next? What do I do next? Or otherwise, they don't need you. They can do it themselves. Okay. Difference between average and excellent workers is not how hard they work, but how well they prioritize. You both can do the job, but the better worker is the one how that can prioritize things. They work more efficiently. Okay. And then to recap emotional regulation, employees lacking the skill lose their jobs, period. And if you need help on that, go get it. Okay. Now, we are multi generational, period. We have people in every age group you can imagine working in the workforce. The four most common baby boomers, Generation X, Generation Y, also known as millennials. You may have heard that term, and Generation Z. But there is one more that's left out, and that's called the silent generation. That's a fifth one, and they were born between 1920 and 1939. They are still out there. Okay. So they are the traditionalists, and they are approximately 2% of the workforce, and they are retirees. They value traditions and history. They believe in hard work, and they act as role models. So they are still out there. Baby boomers. You hear this term all the time, baby boomers. They were between 1944 and 1964. They are ambitious, competitive, and goal oriented. They have a strong work ethic. They want to make a difference and they value relationships, hardworking, disciplined, and independent. These will be on the final exam. Okay, that is baby boom. Generation X between the mid 60s and 80s. They grew up in time of social, economic, and technological change. Things were in turmoil during this time. They're practical, resourceful, and independent, and they were the first ones to really put a strong emphasis on work-life balance. They started breaking away from the you're completely devoted to your work. They're self-sufficient and adaptable and pragmatic, so they can change. Generation Y, the millennials. Some of you fall into this between 81 and 96. They're tech savvy, ambitious, and collaborative. They like to work together. Innovative. Look for ways to be efficient. They want to be flexible, personal growth, socially responsible, and they're more passionate about social and environmental issues. So they're more in touch with the world around them. That's Generation Y. Now, Gen Z, born after 1996, digital natives and independent learners. They were born in a digital world. Okay. Technology and accessibility in their work lives. Okay. They want that, they live it. Highly adaptable to new technology, open to diversity. They want everything and they want to work on their own. They want to own their own businesses, etc. They like the now factor, value social justice, environmentalism, and equality. They want everybody to be the same, and they're very creative. Now, a multicultural workplace is an organizational or work environment that comprises individuals from all backgrounds, cultures, and identities. Now, this is sounds easy enough, but believe it or not, it is not. But it requires what we call cultural competence. You have to understand, communicate, interact, and collaborate with people from different cultures. Now, that should not be a difficult thing, but you have to be open minded, respectful, and communicative. You must be able to embrace everybody. Okay. Understand that people do not think exactly like you. And that's an okay thing because by having people from different cultures and ethnicities, etc., you get the best of the best. You find new ideas, you grow, and you learn different ways of doing things. The more inputs you have, the more your company can expand, etc. Now, already in your assignments, we've talked about discipline and termination. And your company will have policies and procedures and most likely a handbook that you will sign. If you don't read everything in that policy or not, when you sign, you agree to it and you are bound by it. It's not like you can go back and say, well, I didn't read it. Well, you signed it. It is a binding contract and you will be held to it. And most companies do have progressive discipline, which is what we see in this diagram. But Florida is a right to work state. And if your company does not specifically have a progressive discipline, you can be let go without warning, without reasoning. They can just say, you are no longer needed, and they can let you go. They do not have to provide a reason, period. That is Florida. But most of them, if your handbook describes a progressive discipline, they will have to follow it. Your first warning is usually a verbal warning. Your second warning will be a written warning, which requires a signature. Then it could be followed by a suspension and then a termination. Okay. So these are things that can happen. So if you are receiving these things in order, change needs to occur. Something is going on. You need to rectify the situation. So you're going to spend a lot of times at work, a lot of hours. You need to be in a career that you enjoy. You cannot do a career just for money. It doesn't work well. So while you're there, you need to take charge of your career. You are in control. I've said this over and over. You direct your career the way you want to. So you need to continue your professional development. Okay. You need to be a good employee. You need to have professionalism. You need to keep your personal problems outside of work. Nobody wants to know about your home life problems. Okay. This is not a soap opera at work. We don't need to hear about what's going on at home at work. Keep it separate. Okay. So start saving money. Start investing in your 401k. These are things that you can do with your career. Grow and maintain that professional development should you want to move on to another place or possibly up, and you have that opportunity somewhere else, that's where this professional development comes into place. You can do that there. You can continue to network, get that network growing, get it bigger, find out who has what and where. Have realistic expectations. Don't think that just because you've graduated, you're going to have money falling out everywhere. That's not realistic. If you haven't been pushing and learning how to do the interviews properly, how to create the best resume as possible, you are not going to progress as far as you could. Get those things in order. Okay? I'm telling you, you need to get yourself in order. You need to put these things into action that we've been explaining to you. This is how you get ahead. Continue to do these things. Set those realistic expectations and push yourself forward. Don't just go with the flow. Don't hang back with your buddies. This is how you move forward. It's up to you. And respect your money. Invest wisely. Okay? There is no get rich quick. Okay? There is no quick this, quick that, and you're the only one that's going to know about it. If all these people have this way to richness quick, why are they just all of a sudden sharing it with you? Okay? They wouldn't. Think smart. Okay? Maintain that professionalism. Meet or exceed job performance. Have a positive attitude. Don't be going into work and going, how much I dread this job. If you dread that job that much, make a change. Okay? Communicate and collaborate. Talk to your employees that work with you. Don't just be on a team, be a true part of the team and contribute. Be dependable and reliable. Be open to feedback and willing to learn and improve. Take initiative to contribute to the success of the company. Okay? What those mean are you need to want the company to succeed, and in that place, you will succeed as well. If you're pushing them along, they're pushing you along. Okay. Now, if you're successful, you're going to have a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. You're going to feel better. That's what success feels like. Okay. Your professional development's going to grow. You're going to have good relationships professionally. Your home life's going to feel better. You're going to have a sense of purpose. You're going to have more flexibility. Why? Because a good professional has opportunities that a poor employee does not. And you're going to have personal growth because you're going to have monetary gain. That's going to help. Plus, a person that's in demand has opportunities that others don't. This is why you do this because the more you grow, more opportunities. More opportunities, the more you get to choose. The more you get to choose, the better it is for you. All right. Now, tonight, I want you to think about the soft skills, not the hard skills, not the actual, this is how I do my job. I want you to think about your soft skills, how you handle yourself, how you work with people. 3 soft skills you have right now that will benefit an employer. Be specific on these skills. Now, these skills employers are looking for, they're telling us when we call these companies in, they're saying we're getting people in here, they have great hard skills, they have no people skills. Tell me which ones you have and how you're going to help or how they're going to help the employers. All right. So that's where we are there for tonight. Let's see how that goes and get that in. You have till 11:59 p.m. tonight. And like I said, tonight and 2 more days for a total of 3 days. You're almost there. Try to get everything in before Thursday, 10 p.m. That is the deadline. All right. We'll see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Y'all have a great evening.